What is up, everybody? Daredevil Born Again episodes 1 and 2 just released, and we are going to break it down. I binged the entire Netflix series like a couple years ago, and I loved it so much. So to finally have this character Daredevil back is just amazing. So let's just start off with episode 1 here, and I'm just going to go through like the main plot points of both episodes. So if you don't want to be spoiled, click off the video now. We begin this episode with the whole gang back together. Matt Murdock, Foggy Nelson, and Karen. I thought it was amazing seeing these three characters back together again, and it really brought a smile to my face. So they're all three at this bar, but then Foggy gets a call on his phone and he goes outside, but obviously Matt is like listening to him because he can hear him with his like super hearing. And this was when the cinematography started to be really cool because the literal aspect ratio shifted from like here and it went up when Matt was like hearing what was happening, and then it structured in onto Foggy, and I thought that was just a really cool visual choice. The character Bullseye was behind the phone call, and he did it just so he could know where Foggy was, and he literally goes on a rampage. I did not like this man from the Netflix series, so I definitely did not like seeing him back here. Matt Murdock suits up as Daredevil when he like goes off because he thinks the danger is elsewhere, but this was all Bullseye's plan, and he literally comes and does a rampage, and just, this man is crazy. Matt finally figures out what is happening and rushes back to the bar to protect Foggy and Karen. And I'm just gonna say it. This is so sad to say, bro. Foggy gets sniped by this man. There were definitely rumors going around that Foggy was going to die in this, like, in these first two episodes, but I thought it was going to be at the end of the second episode. And it was in like the first less than 30 minutes of the first episode, and I was shocked. I was like, no, Foggy, bro. So Foggy is donezo. Karen is like holding him, like trying to put pressure on the wound, and Matt, Daredevil, goes berserk on Bullseye. He literally throws him off of a building, and they get in this like huge fight. And yes, the cinematography was awesome in the fight too. Matt throws him off the building, and this man Bullseye is still alive and smiling. This was all like a very sad thing and a very sad scene to see, but I think it needed to happen because it shows like this is a for real TV show with real consequences. Then we flash forward 1 year later to Matt's apartment. Matt Murdock is obviously like distraught on this whole situation, like his best friend is gone forever, and not like, who wouldn't be distraught? I mean, it's crazy. But then we get our first look of the whole series of Wilson Fisk. He is back. Kingpin is back and better than ever, and he is eating a meal in his like penthouse apartment. Vanessa is also back, and they have this like weird reunion. I thought they had still been together, but I guess they haven't, because it still seems like there's some beef there. There is a court case for Bullseye, and he gets sentenced to life in prison, which is good, but we all know he's definitely going to get out. Then we get a pretty sad scene between Karen and Matt, and she's like, what are you going to do about Daredevil? And then he's like, that's just not me anymore. She actually gives him like a piece of his ear from his like old mask, and I thought that was a pretty powerful scene. Matt is then cooking in his apartment. It's always weird to see him like doing anything because he's actually blind, but he can like feel around. But he's cooking, and then he hears on the TV Wilson Fisk is running for mayor. Matt does not like this at all, but then we get a shot of Wilson Fisk like walking out of his building and all these people around him, and then Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk come face to face once again. They go to this like diner, and I don't know why this conversation at the start was like so wholesome. Like both of them were like smiling like old buddies and like laughing with each other. It was really weird to see, but I couldn't help but smile as well. Fisk is like, I had nothing to do with Foggy's death, and Matt's like, okay, I don't know if I believe you, but then Fisk is like, why did you stop being Daredevil? Matt is then like, my best friend's gone, like, and I couldn't save him, so what do you expect me to do? And then Matt says to Wilson Fisk, if you don't stay in your lane, I will be there waiting for you. Fisk then says, I will be mayor of this town one day, and when I am, there will not be vigilantes running around the streets. So both of them are just kind of like threatening each other, and I thought this conversation was actually kind of funny, but I mean, and then what do you know? Wilson Fisk wins the race, and he is now mayor. At this point, Fisk is like talking to somebody, I don't remember who, but he basically says, I'm a changed man now, and I'm gonna be a good mayor. And I don't know why, but I kind of believe him. I think he wants to be good, but we all know that's just not going to happen. And then there's this shot of this dude like painting a mural on the wall, and I really thought this was Muse, the villain Muse from the comics, because he's in this series, but I think it was just this guy like painting a mural. Episode 1 ends with Wilson Fisk looking down from his tower, and then Matt Murdock looking up. And this is just a great ending for this episode, and it got me really excited for episode 2. Episode 2 starts off with Wilson Fisk giving a speech to like the whole city, and he's on like all these like TVs and big screens in New York City. And this reminded me so much of the Batman. Like, I need to put these two shots side by side because they look so similar. He actually says something about like Spider-Man in this speech and Daredevil, which I thought was just so cool because they're finally in the same universe, and I love this. So then we get a new character, and he's like coming down the subway, and he sees these people like bullying this other character, and he tries to step in. One of the guys ends up being like a cop, and he takes him to jail. This dude was really just trying to help, but now he's in jail, so I don't know. Fisk is then sitting at his like mayor desk, and he's like being so weird. He's like, how old is this desk? Vanessa would know how old this desk is. And it just made me laugh. Matt is at the prison where this guy just got sent to, and he hears like them beating him up in the cell, so he tries to go in the cell. Then we cut to this kind of weird scene where Fisk and his whole crew are in the car, and they're in really bad traffic, and there's like this sinkhole or like a hole in the road, so the traffic is like terrible. And Fisk like gets out of the car and goes talks to the construction people. He's like, fill this hole now. And he's like, no, we gotta wait for permits. And he's like, I'm the mayor, do it now. And then we find out that the prison guy is this character named White Tiger, which I don't know anything about, but he's apparently like another vigilante that's just trying to do good and protect people. And I can't even lie here, this is where I kind of got taken out of the episode for me, because I kind of just like, I couldn't figure out what was going on. It kind of got a little bit boring. And then something finally happens. Matt Murdock goes to this guy's house, and these two really bad dudes come in, and Matt's like, dude, I'm blind. You can't hit me, bro. And they start trying to beat him up. Matt starts bleeding, and then he's like, you know what? I'm not going to take this. This is where we get our guy finally back. Daredevil is back. He doesn't actually have the suit on, but I thought that was cool. And we finally get him back, and this dude, Matt Murdock, goes crazy on these two dudes. He just takes these guys out, and then at the end of the episode, he screams into the camera. Because I guess he's like mad that he did that, or he's like, I don't know. I think he's mad that he actually like is being violent again. Credits roll, and that is the end of episode 1 and 2 of Daredevil. And I really liked these two episodes. Like I said, there were parts where I was bored and I didn't know what was happening. But whenever any action happened, it was like a 10 out of 10. But whenever anything else was happening, like, there were good parts of like dialogue and stuff, but there were some scenes I was just like, what is this? But I'm going to give both these episodes like 8.8 out of 10. That's about it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel. I think 98% of you are not subscribed and you just watch the videos. So please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. And yeah, please like this video and comment below what you thought about these two episodes. Are you excited for the series? Did these two episodes disappoint you? Let me know in the comments. And I will see you next time.